We're privileged today to have with us Sarah Crutchfield. She is with High Desert Hospice. Sarah, thank you for coming to join us today.
Thank you. Good morning.
It's good to have you with us.
Good to see you. We hadn't seen you.
Yes.
Yes, it's good to be back.
Sarah's been
Yes.
here, but it's been a while. So we're going to kind of revisit some things and get an update from you. Tell us a little bit about your personal history. You're involved in the medical profession, and I know that that's been something that's been true in your life for a while. But just tell us a little bit about how you got involved with hospice and in the medical profession in general.
So I started in healthcare when I was 15, volunteering in the hospital, and then I went to school to be a CNA, started working in the nursing homes, and from there I went to school to become a respiratory therapist, and that was a little bit different. And I started in the transplant team in hemodialysis, and a friend of mine who was a nurse for many years said, you know what, I think there's a better way for you, a different path. And that's when I got involved in hospice.
Wow.
Interesting.
So the first year of transplant, we lost 30 patients. And it was very traumatic. And she said, you know, there is a different way. There's a better path.
Yeah.
So that's when I started into hospice.
That's a very difficult path many times.
Yes,
but
it is.
it's something that you're obviously were called to do.
Yes, hospice is definitely my passion.
Yes.
I believe it's what God has put me on this earth to do. I can't ever envision myself doing anything other than hospice.
Yeah.
Well, now we know a little bit about your background. So you've done this for a long time, been
Yes, sir.
involved in the medical profession for many years and been around the different things that surround being a medical provider. Tell us what is unique about High Desert Hospice, because there are a lot of different organizations who provide care.
There is.
What's unique about High Desert?
So when we started High Desert, we truly meant, you know, our slogan is let our family take care of yours, and it truly is let our family take care of yours. It's a family-owned and operated business. We're very tight-knit.
That can be great for teamwork, though.
It is, and we just mesh very well. And my children have grown up in healthcare. They've volunteered since they were old enough to do so. They get it. They're passionate about it. And we just really have that motto of let our family take care of yours.
Which speaks highly about you and what you do, and that your children learned growing up.
Yes.
And it has become something that is just, like you said, family. It's what you do.
Right.
Take care of people, help people during that process, because it's more than just the patient. It's the others that are in the family alongside with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we try and really implement the team approach when we take care of a family. It's not just the patient, it's the family that's suffering and going through this. And acceptance and moving from, you know, when they first find out that they have a life-limiting illness, all the way past to their passing. And we want to make sure it's the best that it possibly can be.
Absolutely.
You know, we have the saying that you don't get a do-over in death. You get one chance to get it right.
Wow.
And it has to be perfect every single time.
It's a sobering thought, but it's very
It really
true.
is.
It really is.
Tell us about some of the services that High Desert provides.
So we have, obviously, it's a team of people that care for your loved one. We
Right.
have the doctor, who comes out and does house calls. We have the nurse that comes out several times a week. And the acuity of the patient determines the amount of visits that a nurse actually comes out and does.
Okay.
We have a CNA, and that's a certified nursing assistant that comes and helps do the bathing and grooming. We have a social worker that helps with psychosocial issues, accessing additional benefits in the community, which is such a crucial part for most families. And of course, the chaplain attends to the spiritual needs.
Good.
And with New Mexico, we have such a diverse population and so many different faiths that, you know, we have to be pretty diverse in being able to administer to the needs of them.
Yeah.
You know, someone is watching today and they're thinking, you know, boy, I wonder if my loved one is in that right phase to connect with hospice. How do you know? What is the steps, the process where somebody would get involved with intake? Or they would even call and say, do we qualify? Do we not qualify? How does that process work?
Well, the nice thing about that is anybody can make a hospice referral.
Okay.
And while not everybody is going to meet criteria, anybody can pick up the phone and say, look, this is what I'm struggling with. Mom is incontinent. She can't ambulate anymore. She's not verbal anymore. She's really struggling. She's on oxygen. Do you think maybe she'll qualify for services? Well, we can go out. We can do an assessment, and then we can contact their physician and see if we agree that she's appropriate for service. But anybody can make a hospice referral.
Did not know
I
that.
didn't
That's
know that
very
either. So that's a
important.
good
That's something great
piece
to
of
know.
information for you today to really hold in your mind. Maybe you don't need hospice today, but to hold in your mind for the future when maybe an occasion would arise.
Well, it takes out that fear factor, because many times when you get the news or you're not sure, you're just afraid, and many times we just keep kicking the can down the road, and
Absolutely.
don't
And
take action.
education is such a huge part of what we do. Medicare has given us this benefit, and it's probably one of the most underutilized benefits of Medicare that is out there. And it's free. You paid into it your entire life. Why not use it? So the services are amazing. I mean, you've got the nurse, you've got the chaplain, the social worker, the physician that comes to your home. All your durable medical equipment is covered, medications related to your diagnosis. I mean, there's a lot of support that's involved.
Right, yeah.
What do you consider makes you unique? I mean, have you found, first of all, how long has High Desert been serving in our community?
3 years.
Okay, 3 years. So over the last 3 years, what have you said, hey, this is what really is our
Sets
niche,
us apart.
this makes us unique, sets us apart?
Well, to be honest with you, I have to keep saying that slogan, let our family take care of yours, because that's how we approach everything that we do. And we
Relationship.
believe in the relationship, the priority, and what that takes. The other thing that we do differently is we really focus on patient care. It is our priority. Other hospices maybe will send a nurse out once a week, once every other week. Our nurses go out 2 to 3 times a week as a minimum. Our CNAs 3 times a week as a minimum. We have sometimes families need that support 7 days a week, and they go out.
Wow.
We had a family that transferred. What do you mean you come out that often?
Wow.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
That's amazing.
So you really let your actions build the track record with the community. And I don't know this to be true, but I would guess that probably people refer others to you because of their personal experience. That's
It's
usually
true.
the way it works.
And we have literally cared for generations of families, grandparents, parents, and sons and daughters.
Wow.
And we have a brag board in the office, which we keep having to add more bulletin boards to because it's full. And they're so precious, the words that come from families, we don't want to take them down. So as you can imagine, we probably have several hundred on the wall.
It's a
That's
growing
great.
wall, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Testimonials, that's great.
Well, how can the community help High Desert? Are there volunteer opportunities?
There are always volunteer opportunities, and we have an amazing volunteer program.
Great.
We have from our elderly that still are very active in the community, all the way down to college students. So we have a diverse community of volunteers, and it's nice because our elderly population, when we go into assisted livings, they like to see the young, vibrant people and
Yes.
talk to them, and
Yeah.
they do nails and read to them, and it's a good thing. And then we have our older veterans that are older gentlemen that come in. They really connect with those older people too, and they can share stories. So if you'd like to volunteer, you can always call our office, and that's 505-585-2603. We have a volunteer coordinator that does an amazing job. There's a lot of training that's involved. We don't just send them out.
Right.
They get training that they need to be able to do what they need to do in the community.
Wow.
What's the footprint of coverage that you serve at present? Is it just the city of Albuquerque, or have you expanded beyond that?
We are now open in Las Cruces, which is amazing. 2.5.
Second largest community in the state.
Yes.
So that's a
Yes,
big
so
deal.
2.5
Yes.
weeks in, we already have 6 patients, and we have a solid team down there. And of course here, when we go as far as Bernalillo, and as far south as Tomei at this point, and of course Rio Rancho, the west side.
Okay.
That's great.
So that's a lot of people that you're encompassing. I would imagine
Yes.
that's well over a million folks or close to it. If you think of Las Cruces, you think of the Albuquerque metropolitan area, that is a big footprint. If someone has interest in connecting with you, not only as a volunteer, but maybe they have someone that they're concerned about as they're sharing with us today, is there a good way to contact? Is there a way to find more information? Do you have a website? Tell
We
us a
do
little
have a
about that.
website, and that's www.hdhcare.com.
Okay.
They can always call the office at 505-585-2603. One of the things that we also do differently is you don't get an answering service. You speak to a live person
Nice.
24 hours a day,
Yeah.
7
Well, that
days
is
a week.
rare anymore. Live people.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's one of the things that we're very concerned and passionate about. The one thing that's most frustrating if you're in crisis mode, you don't
Right.
want to leave a message. You don't want to talk to
Right.
an answering service. You want somebody that has answers.
Right.
That's good. That's
Right.
good. All right. So as you have learned a little bit more today, if you'd like to be volunteering with the folks at High Desert Hospice, we'd encourage you to contact them. Or if you maybe know somebody who is in need of this service, definitely get in touch with Sarah Crutchfield and her team. They can be a blessing to you. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to see both of you again.
You too.